against Arsenal in the Community Shield. We did lose on penalties. Again, losing on penalties in the Community Shield, very, very frustrating. But, we'll talk in depth and everything about the Community Shield and what happened, my thoughts and opinions on, a few players and, what happened in the game as well. But if you could do me the massive favor and please like this video, it's massively appreciated to do so. Also, as well, if you're new to the COP Council, then please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. At the current time, we are currently on 330 subscribers, as you can see right there on the YouTube channel. It's massively appreciated to each and every single one of you that has hit the subscribe button so far. It's massively, massively appreciated. And, just thank you guys for, subscribing lately as well. It's massively appreciated as always as well. But you could click that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell, and it would be massively appreciated. But guys, let me know your instant thoughts anyway on the game yesterday. Sorry, the match reaction is today. Time ran out yesterday, and yeah, I was going to pre-record it, but then I really wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions, and that I really wanted to know, who you thought was either at fault yesterday. Was it, just a training thing for you guys? What was your thoughts and opinions anyway? But let's just dive right into it. Of course, losing on penalties again, not the best of things, because that's showing a bad consistency that Liverpool are bad at penalties in pre-season, if that makes sense. Of course, Liverpool, last year, losing to Manchester City, 5-4 on penalties as well. Aaron Davis is in. How are you, Aaron? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, mate. And, let me know, Aaron, as well, your thoughts on the Community Shield, in general. But, yesterday I was really looking forward to it. I was, seeing the Reds back in action, playing, a Premier League opponent, for a trophy at the end of the day. I know that Arsenal now, and before I do, go on and say other things as well, congratulations to Arsenal, because to be fair, they won the game, to be fair. But, enjoy the Mickey Mouse Shield, as I said on Twitter. If you lose the Community Shield, it turns into the Mickey Mouse Shield. If you win it, it's an actual trophy. So there you go. But yeah, just enjoy the Mickey Mouse Shield, as I put it, but only joking, realistically. And honestly, guys, I think that, there were positives to take from the game, but I do think there were some negative things as well to take away from the game, personally anyway. But, realistically, I think that you shouldn't be too disheartened, because, of course, this is our third, game in pre-season, realistically, and, there's still another 2 weeks to go before the start of the season. So, don't get too fickle or too heartened by the result or things like this. It was practically a game for pre-season. It would have been nice to win it, but honestly, guys, I'm not really too disheartened about the result or anything like that. But let me just take my name off the bottom, guys, because we did have a Diesel when it was on, of course, as well. Thank you for Diesel as well, for coming on the channel as well to preview the game as well. But let me get up the team news for you guys. Have I got it on here? No, I haven't. I don't have the team news on here. But, yesterday it was Alisson Becker in goal, Nico Williams, Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, Andrew Robinson. And then we had Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and James Milner in the field. And then it was the front three of Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, and Sadio Mane, which, to be fair, I think that, it was... Overall, I think, it was a very, very good squad, and a very, very strong team. Of course, that's probably our best 11 at the minute. I know that, the likes of Naby Keita was on the bench, and, there's possibility of other people coming into the squad, of course, as well. We've also got Jordan Henderson coming back as well. But, let me dive into your comments as well. Aaron says, not Rian's fault. We should have won in the 90 minutes. Would have been nice to get some silverware. Taki looked class. I'm very excited to see him play next season. Yes, Takumi Minamino did look very, very good when he came on, but I will talk a bit about Taki and, I will talk about Taki and Naby Keita further on in the stream. But yeah, very good point, Aaron, in that, to be fair. At the Anfield Lark is in. How are you? On a fantastic day. Arsenal defended very deep Service from midfield wasn't too good. I thought Robbo played well, but front three didn't get firing. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that as well. For me, I'm going to say this right here. I think Andrew Robinson, he was my man of the match. For me, it was between him and Joe Gomez. I thought that they were, superb the entirety of the game. I think that, for me, though, Robbo, Liverpool, for some reason, Nico Williams wasn't on fire yesterday. There was probably, maybe training and, other bits and pieces, maybe a bit of fatigue, because of course Jurgen's probably got the boys training very intense ahead of, this intense season. And I think that overall, I think that maybe, you might have been a bit tired, but the good news in that aspect of things, and I will show you, I don't want to show you that. Apologies for that. Let me show you a bit quickly the news coming out of the Community Shield. So James Pierce did tweet out saying that LFC not the same without Trent Alexander-Arnold. Thankfully, he's recovered from a calf problem and will be back in full training tomorrow, which means today because this was tweeted out last night. So that's fantastic news in that aspect of things. That Trent Alexander-Arnold will be back, for the next 2 weeks, and now he can, start that intense training and fingers crossed be fit for Leeds, because I think, maybe it's a bit too short of a time for Nico. He is in he's at the beginning of his Liverpool career, and he still has plenty of time to, develop and, become, the very next Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's got all the qualities to become the next Trent, and I'm not really putting any, down period on him realistically from yesterday. Doug is in as well. How are you, Doug? Surprised you are live considering the GP is on. I'm going to watch the Grand Prix later on. I thought, I get this is practically the time I've had because I'm doing something as well later on. Nothing on here anyway, but I am doing something later on. So this is the practically free time that I have today. So yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on the Community Shield. Aaron said as well, Nico Williams is not yet at the level to play these types of games and teams. It's not his fault. Just shouldn't be rushed into the team as he has had the task of marking Aubameyang the whole game. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Of course, Aubameyang getting the first goal yesterday as well. For me, I think Nico was a bit at fault for the goal because he, I think he should have closed down a bit earlier. I think, but I think as well, Gini Wijnaldum was a bit of fault as well. And I know probably the Gini haters, and I think on Twitter, some people have been saying, the replies on Gini's tweet from yesterday have been disgusting. I'm totally against that. I think that's absolutely disgusting. Support the team, and players, if we win, lose, draw, whatever, we support them through whatever, practically. And I think that I'm just saying that Gini's a bit at fault because I think Gini could have, helped out Nico in that aspect of things. And I think, for me, it was a mixture between the two. I think it was both Gini's and Nico's fault of Aubameyang's goal. You can't take away from Aubameyang. That was one hell of a finish. Not even Alisson could get anywhere near it yesterday. So, I wouldn't take it, too disheartened. Plus, as well, we got, in, what is it, probably like 5 weeks, we've got Arsenal again at Anfield. So, we can just, have revenge in the league and we can have the Mickey Mouse shield or wherever. Dave is in as well. Hello, Dave. Hope you're having a fantastic day, mate. Doug says, well, hi, Dave. Doug, Connor, Lark. I think that's meant to be lad. Is it meant to be lad, Dave, or Lark? No, Lark, because obviously Lark is in. My apologies, Dave. Dave says Tacky Lad and Naby Lad. Of course, Tacky Lad, Naby Lad. We love those names. The Cop Council's biggest fan. How are you, mate? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says hi, mate, as well. The Anfield Lark as well saying hello, lads. And Aaron Davis as well saying hello, everyone. But, of course, we talked about, the first goal, it being, Nico Williams' fault and things like that. And I think that a lot of people have been really targeting, people, for the goals yesterday. I personally, I'm not like that. I think, we'll learn from this and we'll gather from this as well. And I think that, of course, this is pre-season. This is what this is about. And realistically, guys, as well, what you have to think about as well, Liverpool lost the Community Shield last year and ended up winning the Premier League with 99 points and winning, the Club World Cup, as you can see today. Club World Cup, Super Cup as well. So, I wouldn't take this to heart realistically. But, if we look at the stats realistically here, of course, Aubameyang getting, their goal and Takumi Minamino getting ours. But you see, we had 15 shots, to Arsenal's 8, 4 on target, well, compared to 2 realistically. And then possession, 60% to 40%. Passes, 6-3-1 to 2-4-2. And then the pass accuracy, 85% to Liverpool to, Arsenal's 79%. And then you can see that the rest of the stats here realistically. And I think that, Liverpool, of course, will obviously play the dominant game, as you can see that they, with 60% of the, possession. And I think that's what Liverpool, realistically, I think Liverpool, that's what we're about this year. I think, again, we're going to dominate teams from start to finish. I think, overall, I think that people need to be realistic in the sense that, maybe Jurgen's changing 1 or 2 things, because yesterday, like I believe it was Aaron who said it, the front 3 are not clicking as much. They're not, well, he wasn't clicking anyway. Was it him? No, it was Anfield Lark. Apologies. It was Anfield Lark. They said it here. They said the front 3 wasn't clicking. For me, no, they wasn't. I think Sadio yesterday was probably the best player again yesterday. I think that, we overall, we look at the front 3 and go, oh, they're just going to blast everyone. I thought we were. I thought they were going to come out. I thought that they were going to, perform and things like that. Bobby looked okay, to be fair. He was, coming into midfield, working, with the midfield and the attack. For me, yesterday, and let me know, guys, your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I personally thought Mo Salah looked very, very off yesterday. Now, compared this to last year, Mo Salah looked on fire, but could not, score. But, yesterday it looked the complete opposite. It looked like he looked fatigued. He looked like he didn't know what to do. He looked in 2 minds, the same, it was the exact same against Salzburg, a couple of days ago, when we played them in that first half. Mo, I think, had an opportunity to shoot, and he was in 2 minds. So I don't know whether or not Jurgen has told him, maybe to be a bit more creative. I don't know whether or not he said, don't go and, go for that killer instant, look for that extra pass perhaps. But I don't know where he is with Mo. Fingers crossed he can sort it out before the start of the season anyway. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions anyway in the comment section down below. Doug says, I'm not getting the on the back of Nico or Rian. Both have a lot of potential and bright futures ahead. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. I think that, for me, I think that both of them have huge futures for Liverpool this season particularly. And I do think that Liverpool, are going to be very, very successful this season with them 2 players in our squad for sure. Cop Council's biggest fan says, when Takumi come on, we were a different team. Absolutely agree with that. I said I'd talk a little bit, in the back end of the show, but, I'll just talk about it now. I thought, personally, Liverpool looked a bit flat, throughout the game. And then when Naby Keita, Naby lad, as I and many Liverpool fans, call him and love him for it. I personally thought that his introduction and Takumi Minamino's introduction into the game brought a new life to Liverpool. And, it's absolutely fantastic as well when you think about it, guys, that Takumi's got his first ever goal for Liverpool Football Club. Fingers crossed now, that will give him a ton of confidence to continue on now throughout the season, because he said it. He said on Japanese TV that, that was the one thing he regretted, from last season, was not being able to contribute to Liverpool's, title-winning squad and just being a name and the numbers. But, realistically, fingers crossed, Taki can, or Taki lad, as, hit Dave and us now, like calling him. But yeah, fingers crossed he can, bring some difference now and bring some goals and assists to his game as well at Liverpool. Doug said there's a program on Liverpool on BBC One tonight at 9 p.m. Thought it was BBC Two. I think it's BBC Two. Someone let me know on that. The Dugout Football Channel says 30-year wait. Yeah, I swear it was on BBC Two. That was on my notes to mention, but anyway, we conceded in the same minute as last season's Community Shield. Scored in the last 15 with an unlucky goal scored. The same as last year, and lost 5-4 on penalties in the same year. Then we won the Prem. Exactly. History can repeat itself twice. So, fingers crossed that does happen. Anfield Clark saying it's on BBC Two. I think it is on BBC Two, to be fair. But yeah, I do think it is. And then Aaron saying conceded. But yeah, thank you, Anfield Park, for confirming that as well. Doug said some fans are absolutely embarrassing on Twitter last night. It's Twitter. Don't get too, tangled in it. I think that, the you get a lot of trolls on Twitter and things like this, and I think overall, I think that we as Liverpool fans, I think the real Liverpool fans will just take it like yes, it's a bit gutting that we did not win silverware at the beginning of the season, but we know the positives. We're not going to get on the likes of Ryan Brewster, we're not going to get on the likes of Nico Williams on bad performances, and we're going to stick by the lads, and I think that is what true fans and true people that support the club, that's what they're all about realistically. Yes, we can all get frustrated at the likes of Nico and both Ryan Brewster for missing the chances and not closing down quick enough, but then as soon as that's over, then you move past it. I know that plenty of people probably big gutted at Ryan Brewster missing the penalty, but I wouldn't like hang anything over Ryan Brewster's head over it. That's ridiculous, and I do agree. People on Twitter, they're just idiots, realistically. No Council's big fan. Sadio should have finished a few chances. Yeah, there was. I think there was one chance, and I think someone did put it out on Twitter. There was like a screenshot of like Sadio and he passed it across. Bobby was there, but I think if you played it in like real time, it was very, very a short gap because Martinez come out quite quickly for Arsenal. To be fair, I thought he had a good game for Arsenal as well yesterday. I think Martinez did have a fantastic game for Arsenal, and we did have, of course, we had Diesel on from Claude and the Bants, and I was asking him, about Martinez and Leno and that situation. So go and check that out on the channel as well. Here's the last video that was on as well. But yeah, I do think that it was a bit of a, like I said, I think Sadio was probably the best of the front three yesterday, but I did think that all three of them did look a bit tired then, you could say, in that aspect, or something just wasn't clicking for them. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts anyway in the comment section. What else we got? Aaron says, I don't know if you can call them fans with the hate they give to some of our players. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that 1000%. I think they can't really call themselves fans if they're going to attack people straight away. All the hate that Gini Wijnaldum's currently getting because of the rumor of Thiago Alcantara coming in to replace him potentially. I think that is just pathetic in my opinion. If he was to mess with Liverpool in that aspect, like to say, for example, if he said right now he was going to sign the contract, and he was going to sign, for Liverpool for the long-term future, and then, the next day did a Fabian Delph and just went, oh, I'm going to join Manchester City instead, or join Barcelona in Gini's case as well, then I would say potentially give him, not stick, I wouldn't give him a stick, but I would be a bit begrudged then, you could say, in him doing that. But he hasn't done any of that. He's currently in the contract with the Liverpool. He's currently like Liverpool's best midfielders. He's constantly in the team. There's a reason why he's constantly in the team. It's because Jurgen has faith in him. And at the end of the day, Jurgen Klopp trusts him, so we should trust him. At the end of the day, that is it. And I think I would absolutely agree with that. I don't think I would call them fans in my personal opinion anyway. But Doug says, we started really brightly. Van Dijk goal ruled out for offside, but game changed when Milner header over the bar. Then Aubameyang goes up the other end and scores. Yeah, that's true. I think that the offside goal was a bit unlucky. I actually forgot about the offside goal, so thank you for reminding me, Doug. Yeah, of course, Virgil getting that goal, pretty early. When I watched it, I thought, oh yeah, Liverpool scored, and then offside flag, so that's brilliant. But yeah, I agree with that in the sense that the game changed when Arsenal scored. Arsenal just went completely defensive. and they did very, very well up until Takumi Minamino scored. But Liverpool, they had chances. I'd be more frustrated if Liverpool didn't have chances yesterday and just looked completely off it completely. But we did have chances to score. Like some people have said in the chat, about Liverpool being the same as last season. Having chances but not taking them. That is exactly what's happened this year. Liverpool not taking their opportunities again in the Community Shield. So fingers crossed, it can just be a temporary thing. Fingers crossed we can win the not Champions League, sorry, hopefully we can win the Champions League. But we can win the Premier League, and then next season, then we can, third time asking in the year club, we can finally, win the Community Shield. But Council's biggest fan says Milner got right into the game. Made a few good challenges as well. Game as well. To be fair, the dugout says Takumi and Keita changed the game. Absolutely agree with that. Aaron says just as talking about Minamino changing games really makes me happy and excites me. Yeah, absolutely. I think I put it on Twitter, a couple of months ago. I think that Takumi Minamino is going to have a fantastic season for Liverpool next year, and I think that's going to be correct. I think he's going to be so good for Liverpool. Over the next 2-3 years. We knew that him signing for Liverpool and him coming to Liverpool and the price tag as well. We knew he wasn't going to be a buy, a very good buy and then selling him on straight away. Jurgen Klopp brings people into the squad for a reason. He doesn't just bring them in to make profit. And quite rightfully, Liverpool can make profit of Takumi Minamino. Of course, 7.25 million we signed him for. Could easily sell him for about 30-40 million, with his contract and the player himself as well. So there is sell on value, and I think that's what Liverpool look in a player. And of course, with Thiago Alcantara, that's a different thing, and that different rumor. But I think every single player that Jurgen's bought at Liverpool, there's been a sell on value, and it's right now I believe we bought Karius for 3 point something million, and now he's been rumored to 6 million, 7 million pound move. So that's a profit, if you get what I mean. So Jurgen knows what he's doing, but I am very, very excited to see what both Naby and Takumi Minamino can do this season as well. Cockhansen's biggest fan says Bobby was offside. Probably, mate. I can't quite remember. And Aaron says Gini has went from playing for Newcastle to helping us get into a UEFA Champions League final. He has done more than enough. Exactly. If you guys are new to the channel, I said perfectly. But I said, perfectly in my words, I wasn't a fan of Gini Wijnaldum. When he came into Liverpool, I got a few Newcastle friends, and they were saying, 25 million, thank you very much. He isn't worth 25 million at all. And I was a bit like, oh, really? And things like this. We bought him as a left mid. We didn't need a left mid at that time, or we needed a better, left mid as an attacking force. And then, Klopp ends up changing him into a centre mid, and then we end up, having one of these one of the greatest box to box, midfielders in the Premier League, in just his work rate, because I think Gini Wijnaldum, since his time at Liverpool completely, I think has been one of the most underrated people, not only in the Premier League but in our own club as well. I think if we go back to the 16-17 season, in his first year, that was a fantastic year for Gini, scoring the goal that sent us to the Champions League in the theory, and getting us to a Champions League finals. The Barcelona game, 2 goals in that game, come on at halftime, completely changed the game. If it wasn't for Gini, we wouldn't be sitting here saying that we're 6-time European champions. We wouldn't, plain and simple, we wouldn't. And quite frankly, the hate that he's getting, it is shocking, in my opinion as well. But more good news then, realistically, coming out then of the Community Shield. And let me just pop it up on screen for you guys as well, if I can work the magic a bit quickly. But yeah, more good news for Liverpool, and that is the sense that both Jordan Henderson and Joel Matip with fitness updates as well. Jurgen Klopp is hopeful that Jordan Henderson and Joel Matip will rejoin the team training next week as they recover from injuries. Of course, both of them, Jordan Henderson coming from a knee injury, Joel Matip coming from an ankle injury, I believe. So, fantastic news that both of them will, be back in training, this week now for Liverpool. And of course, we already said about Trent Alexander-Arnold coming back, both Jordan Henderson and, Joel Matip coming back, which is fantastic news because, of course, in the game yesterday, we had to play, Fabinho at centre-back because we took Nico Williams off and we had to play Joe Gomez at right back and Fabinho centre-back as well. So we did have to do that. Maybe if we had, Joel Matip fit and available, then potentially, we would have, played Fabinho more up front, in midfield, than playing him at centre-back. So, potentially, guys, we are, maybe potentially looking for a centre-back. Of course, there's that guy at Celtic. If Doug is still in the chat, please let me know, his name. I keep on forgetting it, but, apparently we're linked to a Celtic centre-back at the minute, the 22-year-old. I can't remember his name. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you guys know who I'm talking about as well. So personally, I do think that, we should, get a centre-back because, realistically, we are a bit short in that department, to be honest with you, as well. But Anfield Lark says, have you heard about the Mane to Barca talks? Yes, I have heard about it. My instant reactions are bullshit. It's not happening, and to everyone, of course, no one's mentioned it in the chat or anything like this. For me, people going on about Lionel Messi situation and Jurgen Klopp ruling, Liverpool out of the Lionel Messi deal, things like that. Let's be realistic, guys. Messi isn't going anywhere. He isn't leaving Barcelona or anywhere. He isn't going Juventus. He isn't going to Manchester City. Man City, they've got all the money in the world, but they're not going to bring him in at all. Come on. Because obviously the rumor is the minute, or the talks at the minute, Messi can leave on a free at the end of each season. But that's in his contract as well. But according to Barcelona, that ends at the middle of June, which, in normal terms, that would be towards the end of the season, of course, and, a bit more. But of course, due to, everything being extended because of crisis and that, it's, it's not there. But, Messi is determined to get out of that Barcelona contract, apparently. And yeah, apparently as well, he could leave on a free. But his release clause is 700 million euros, which is around 625 million pounds. Liverpool can't even afford 30 million pounds for Thiago, let alone 600 odd million. But yeah, no one's going to buy him. No one can afford to buy him. So, realistically, I agree that, Messi isn't going to go anywhere. Armani's not going to go anywhere neither. But yeah, Coke Council's biggest fan says, yep, I agree. He also says, if Mane does go, do we get Sancho? Potentially, but Sancho, I feel like he isn't going to go anywhere till next year. And realistically, I don't think Mane's going anywhere at all. So, yeah, I think he's going there. Genie has been a great utility player. Absolutely, I do agree with that. I think he's been fantastic. Can play anywhere. Let's not remember, he's played, centre mid, defensive mid, attacking midfielder as well. He even played centre back for Liverpool. If you guys remember, I believe it was Brighton. I believe someone got injured and we ended up playing a 3-5-2. Back in I think it was 17, 18, I think it was, back then, and Genie played centre back. So, he's very much played, each and every single position for Liverpool. Kestrov Ija, I think that's how you say it. I probably butchered that completely, but yeah, that's the player that I was on about Liverpool are interested in at the minute. So thank you for bringing that in the chat. Aaron says as well, Tsimikas should have come on to play right back if he could. Potentially, but then I think, you're playing two, players with two left feet on, in Robertson and Tsimikas, so he would of being, cutting inside all the time. Maybe potentially you're right in that aspect, but then we got Joe Gomez that is a right back, well, he used to play right back anyway, so he's quite familiar with that role anyway. So, and I think as well he did well in that role yesterday when called upon. So, plenty of time for Trent and go to do their thing anyway. But Doug also said the league have confirmed that the contract of Messi is still valid. So if you leave, someone is going to have to pay his release clause of 700 million. So he's going nowhere. There you go. He's going absolutely nowhere. But guys, let me know if you've still got any questions about yesterday. Any question like the cock answers with his fan when he said, do we think we get Sancho? If you've got questions like that, any questions about Thiago as well, or anything like that, we've gone for another 5 minutes. But yeah, overall, going back on the Community Shield, I'm not too disheartened about it. Like I said, it is a trophy gone. Again, of course, for Liverpool, of course, when we lose it, it does turn into the Mickey Mouse, shield, and I think all of us can remember that. Well, remind Arsenal of that. To be fair, I think I know that we had Claude and the Bants on, and all of them are fantastic guys. But if you guys have seen Arsenal fan TV reaction, where they had it looked like 30 people in a room, which was coronavirus. It's still a thing, guys. But when they were just like their reaction to it just looked like a Champions League final. It looked like they had just beat us on penalties in the Champions League final, not the Community Shield. So that was a little bit embarrassing, lads. I would say that it was a tiny bit embarrassing. But to be fair, with a club that doesn't win a lot, I would say that it is a huge trophy for them. But of course, I am just joking. Of course, please, Arsenal fans, do not come at me, in the video when this goes, of course, re-uploaded as well. But honestly, at the end of the day, congratulations to Arsenal. Not really, gonna hate Arsenal for it. Can really take it out on them in like 5 or 6 weeks' time when we play them at Anfield. That would be fantastic. To get like a fully fit Liverpool squad and a fully firing Liverpool squad as well to take down Arsenal. That would be fantastic as well. But yeah, guys, if you've got any more questions, then please do let me know in the comment section down below. And we will be heading off then for in 5 minutes time. If you guys don't have any more questions. The Dugout Football Channel says we just lost 50p sheet. Who cares? Who cares in that aspect of things? But yeah, overall, like I said, not too disheartened. Of course, leagues now in 2 weeks' time. Of course, we will be doing match previews for that and everything like that. I think as well, it will be interesting to see, what happens in the transfer window as well, leading up now to the start of the season. Of course, 2 weeks is a very, very long time, for the Reds to do some business and other things like that. So will be very, very interesting. Aaron Davis said, hopefully we see more of Harry Wilson this season. From what I understand, or from I've been talking to a few people about, apparently Harry Wilson is leaving Liverpool this season, and apparently Newcastle. It's between Newcastle and Aston Villa at the moment that are bidding right now for Harry Wilson. But I do think and I do believe it will probably be Harry Wilson's last season for Liverpool, in my personal opinion, and from what I'm hearing as well, he will be his last as a Liverpool player at least. Maybe we might loan him out again, maybe that's the potential of it, but I think Harry Wilson has played his last game in a Liverpool shirt, if I'm honest. I know he was out on loan. He could go back out on loan again, but it's more likely he will go for around £20 million. That's what Liverpool are after for him. But apparently, I think what I was like, speaking to a person about, they said apparently Newcastle have offered 13 million for Liverpool, but of course that isn't enough for Liverpool. Liverpool want £20 million for Harry Wilson, and I think they're right to get it for him. Probably probably Bournemouth's best player last year when called upon, but of course injuries were a damper to his season as well last year. Anfield Lark says, I think Wilson might leave as we haven't seen him in pre-season. The reason why you haven't seen him outfield that is because he's also been injured with a slight knock, with Trent Alexander-Arnold. So they've both been at Melwood training and, rehabiting, is that a word? Who knows? They've both been getting treatment for their injuries, and there hasn't been no news on Harry Wilson, but of course they've been keeping up to news with Trent Alexander-Arnold. So maybe he might be a bit worse off than Trent, but who knows? Doug says, we'll get you and Carl on for the Leeds, for the Leeds preview. Yeah, I'm down for that. Absolutely down for the preview. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's stream. Thought I would just, get your reaction, get your thoughts, to that, and get realistically, your thoughts and opinions on the Community Shield. You can get my, reaction to it, and of course, this will be re-uploaded to YouTube, as soon as it's, done uploading and things like that, because it does take a while on StreamYard to upload your content. But yeah, if you guys anyway in the comment section, if you're watching on repeat, if you have any questions, then please feel free. I will answer all of you in the comment section down below. I think Anfield Lux said, oh, didn't know that. That's absolutely fine, mate. What's Doug said? Harry Maguire played 5 games last season. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Yeah, if you could do me as well a massive favor, and please give this video a like. It's massively appreciated if you can do so. And also as well, if you're new to the COP Council, then please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to enable notifications, because YouTube don't like notifications. They're terrible at it. They've been terrible at it for years. And if you hit that notification bell, you will be reminded or you notified when we go live or post a video. But until next time, guys, hopefully all of you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday afternoon as we're recording this. But yeah, until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the COP Council, and I will see you all later. Ta-ra, lads.